Alright, tubes. What are we working on today? Well, I want to try and fix one of the issues that this Explorer has. And since I'm waiting on parts for the engine, which I'm waiting for a timing cover gasket kit, what I want to do is try and fix the power windows. And mostly the problem with them is that the actual mechanical drive is stripped out, and I believe these are just like the Ford Broncos, where if they do go out, you can actually put stuff in there like ball bearings or whatnot to actually take up the gap, and it'll actually make the drive gear engage. So I'd like to try and do that today. I'm going to start with the driver's side door because that one's the most important one, because when you go to the bank and you've got to put money in, you want to be able to roll the window down with ease. Let's see, what else did I want to get to today? Well, I think that'll be it. Well, I want to rotate the tires, get these rotated, and then I'm going to dick with the steering alignment again, because I think when I thought it was good, it's actually gotten better and then worse at the same time. So it's still pulling to the right a little bit. I think it looks like the toe is off just a tiny bit again, so I think this side I need to kick in or out. Right now it looks like it's kicked out. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'll set you guys up. It is hard doing door stuff on camera, so I'm going to try and do a decent job today with this. Bear with me. I'm going to get some tools and get you guys set up, and then we're going to get to it. Got the trusty screwdriver. I think I'm going to have to go clear my nose. It's a bit nippy out, and it gives me the sniffles. Side note, I did change the transmission fluid on this, and also replace the valve body gaskets and a couple of O-rings in the reverse servo. It made a little bit of a difference. It actually, you can tell when it shifts. They're still soft, but you can see the RPM range. It kicks down as it goes through each gear, whereas before it just stayed at 2,500 RPM, and then the speed just went up. You hit 50, 55, and then an overdrive. So it's a little bit different. It seems to drive a little better. I am going to have to top it off. I think it's a little low. Just filled it up with fresh fluid, so that fluid has less particles in it. I got a video on that. It's separate from this whole project. I just wanted to kind of make it more specific for, in case somebody needs help doing that kind of work. And really, the big part of that video is getting the gasket off of the thingamajig. So anyways, enough jibber jabber, we need to get onto this guy. The door panel has two screws, which these have been broken off. We got one up here, which I just removed. And then all the things are broken, so it just kind of comes off. And then this part I've already taken out. So get that up off there. Now back here we have a little connector. There's a little tab you can push down, pull that out. So the other thing we need to unhook, leave this. I forget what this is. It's supposed to be mounted somewhere, but it's not. What does it go to? Okay. None of the door lights work because we have some electrical gremlins to deal with. So I'm gonna hang this real quick. Okay, so this has this little connector right here. You just gotta pull on it snugly. And then this main connection here, you can undo by unscrewing this, which is also broken. All of that can just go down like that. We want to get this door panel up and out of our way. Look at that, we're free. And we can go ahead and put this in the back of the car to get it out of the way. Okay, so this is the fun part. I do want to make sure that this goes back in. This is a moisture barrier. I'm trying to get out of that habit of saying I have to cut it out like 100 times in every video. I want to try and save this because it keeps moisture out for for the most part. So where's our motor? We'll find out where the motor's going to be here in a moment. We'll put this back up with duct tape or something. Well, I have some butyl tape. Okay, look at this. This is all busted. Oh yeah, look at that. Crumbled. I'm gonna find out if I can. Might be able to make a new boss or something and JB weld it into the door panel. I am pleased to see that this has the original JBL speakers in it. They basically will last forever because they've got a cloth surround, which I get to see when it goes bad. So we're just gonna peel it down to where it's out of our way. Our window regulator is right here. And you can see our track. It's all right in here. We're gonna spray that felt with some lubricant. I may have to take the speaker assembly out to get to the other side, but yeah. And then this one here, we're also gonna spray in there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the speaker out. I'm gonna need a prying apparatus. I could be working on the Moldsmobile, but that's sort of a project between me and Adam, and I don't like working on that thing unless he's around, because I think those videos end up being more entertaining. The Moldsmobile in general is just killing me. It's so bloody boring. I mean, it's in its own baffle and everything. There's the other side of our track. There we go. It's a two-way Ford/JBL sound system. This is what this window does right now. Click, click, click. So hopefully we can get it to not do that. So it looks like, how is the window held on? I can't find my deep 5/16, but I've got every 10mm you could possibly think of. Well, I know manufacturers like to do stupid things, and it's not real. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, there we go. Say I know manufacturers like to do stupid stuff, and this could be one of them where it's like, you know, they make it look like there's only 2 bolts that hold it in, but really there's a third one. So what you do, you just do this, and it'll hold the window up, keep it from that spacer. There we go. Get away from the door so you're not at risk for busting knuckles. You know what it looks like? It looks like they did something horrible. They bolted and riveted this thing on. I just need to move that back, and I could probably get in there with a ratchet and pull that motor out. Okay, look away. Got a 3/16 bit here. Those Milwaukee Red Helix drublets are pretty nice. Nice. I don't want to take the whole damn thing out, but now, since this is back a little bit, we have access to that screw there. And if I remember, yeah, there shouldn't be one on the other side. It should just be those three there. So I'll get that one out of there, and then we'll go over to the workbench and we'll take this one apart and see if we can fix it. And then I'll walk to the hardware store and I'll get 3 small bolts that we can put in here and tighten down. Welcome back to the clutter bench. So we got the motor out. It's one screw left holding this thing in. And of course, it's right full of schmoo. I don't know what. Really? It's gonna make me turn the grinder on, and I'm gonna have to. Well, if I can just get it with this. Oh yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those screws where they tighten it down and they break it off. I'm gonna need another cup of coffee. Used to be little thingamajigs in there, but it's all broken off. So you see these little things in here. There's a couple of like plastic ball type things that go in there. And what this does is basically, there's a reason why they do this. They're making it so that if the window hangs up and you're just constantly just cranking on it, this is going to go before it burns up the motor. They do a similar thing, or the same idea, to like on lawnmowers you have a plastic starter gear. They do that so that if your motor seizes up or something, you got more problems, more things to worry about than burning up your starter motor. You got a blown engine, it's fucked. We're gonna fix this. I don't know, I got something in there to work. If we can get 3 nuts that'll fit in there, maybe I'll go to the hardware. If I don't have anything, we'll go to the hardware store and we'll find something to put in there. And that way it'll lock it up, and we'll put some, I'm probably just going to use some silicone paste. Just put a little bit in there so it's some fresh lube. And then we should be good to go. This has a little spring clip that just keeps it all together. Don't lose that. It should come right out. There's no real indexing. Yeah, I'm gonna probably get a brush and wipe all that crap off there. By the way, this gear looks pretty good. And then so you have your drive, and then this locks in here, and it's just ka-tink, 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 ka-tink. It should be. Almost wonder if I should put rubber hose in there. That way it has some absorption. Okay, so I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna try and find some stuff to throw in there to lock it up. We'll be back in a moment. Went to the hardware store. I got some nuts. Some D's nuts. These are, I forgot what size these were. I'm sorry, I think they were 3/8 or something like that. I totally forgot. I just... 11mm. They're standard, but they fit the 11mm socket that was just on that wrench. So here's what we got going on. What I did here is I took this guy, put it in here, and then you can just... Somebody needs brakes. You just drop a nut in like that. I got 12 of these nuts to do all of the windows. 'Cause I don't trust them. Yeah. Get them to sit flat in there. I suppose we could probably stack these. It'll keep them from, because they're going to be like this. You just want to keep them from flipping up. But now, this is going to work all the time. Don't think I'm going to bother putting any grease down there. I'm going to stack them like that. I feel better that way. This is never going to fail. They're not going to go nowhere. They're not going to flip around. Should have bought 24. Yeah. I like that. That's gonna work. I had a little bit of a fight getting this part back in. Luckily, I was able to get right in here with a screwdriver and pry it back and bring this up, and I was able to get new bolts in there. Bit of a fight, but I couldn't show it because I was right here in the way. Let's see if it works. So yeah, watch your hands, it's automatic. So it's catching on the door panel. How is it catching on that? That's what I want to know. Might try some more lube. I might have to throw a regulator at it. Just right out of that. I'm gonna have to put you guys on the charger. I wonder if it's this bottom rail that's... Okay, I think that's our problem. We just need some more silicone spray, and this wiring harness needs to come up through here and click in there. So yeah, we need more lube. Okay, so the felts need to be lubricated. They're just dry, so this is going up fine now. And this is catching up against the door handle. So I'm gonna put the camera on the charger, and I'm gonna work on the other side. It's basically gonna be the same deal. Yeah, drove in shit. Cute. A little bit of tread. How much tread we got? These need to go on the back. We'll put the nicer ones up front. I'm looking at this. Sounds a little, yay. A little bit of play there. And then it's a possibility this just needs to be tightened up. So we're get that off of there. I have to go fire up the compressor. I miss having aluminum rims or wheels. Yeah, that's probably the reason I wrote fun. So it might be why my brakes are so spongy. Because it has to take up that little bit, and then once it finally grabs a hold of everything, then you're chooching. But right now we're dickered. I do have I have a stand on the frame, so half the weight's on the jack, half the weight's on the stand. And this is where we're gonna get greasy, because those are gloves I don't want to get nasty. Now, this is just like the other 94 that I worked on. That's all it is to these hubs. So probably the hubs are okay, but we've got we got a loose bearing. All right, so we can add to our full page list of things that this poor Explorer needs. Let's see, can I get it with this? How did I get it the last time? So let's try and get it. There we go. You gotta use this small flathead, and you can get the keeper out. And on my towel, I'm laying my parts out in the order that I'm taking them off. It's gonna be sore tomorrow, and then they're gonna be like, "Hey, you wanna come work overtime?" I'm like, "God damn it! I asked you today." I asked my, work, if they need anybody today. And they're like, "Yeah, we'll be fine." I'm like, all right, just let me know, and then watch tomorrow. I'll get stuff for this. And they're like, "Oh, hey, can you come work overtime?" I'm like, ah. So here we go. I don't see anything obvious. It's probably that back one. Yeah, it's that back one making noise. They're not bad. I'll wait till we get new stuff for this. I really want to get a set of manual locking hubs for this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snug it up. So I think what I've done in the past is I've gone kind of tight and then I've backed it off a little bit. So right now that's way too tight. And I'll back it off a little bit. Just got a little bit of drag on the brake rotor, but we don't have any up and down movement anymore. Or back and forth, however you want to say it. But yeah, that back bearing is a little noisy, so it'll need to be dealt with. And then I'm going to go a hair tighter. That keeper in there. Yeah, that's what that bob noise is. Is the those bearings need to be replaced. So, that's just the way it is, you know. Not every vehicle is going to be spot on perfect. We got our auto hub, which everybody loves. Just slips on like that and engages with the jimmy-hickey. So what I want to know is how hard will it be to convert to a manual hub. You'd think it would just be a matter of changing this crap out and then replace the top hat. Okay, spring loaded. Well, it's lunchtime for me. I got the tires swapped around. I did find something interesting. So that side was bad, right? This side over here was worse. Bearings are just starting to get a little blue. So I'm gonna need to get a set of wheel bearings, rotors and pads. I think the caliper's okay, but I might order a set of those. So that's gonna have to happen. But I got it tightened up and it rolls good. There's no play. It's solid. Yeah, got the front wheels in the back now. Back one's in the front. I was just messing around to see how these auto hubs work. So when you put the transfer case in four-wheel drive, you got click. So it just barely moves and it locks the hubs. Now when you disengage the transfer case, when you put it, you just take it out of four-wheel drive and you back up, that little detent unlocks it. Now this is cool, and these seem to be working pretty good, but what happens is when you're in a situation where you need to roll back and forth to get, like if you're in snow and you need to kind of roll back and get some momentum so you can get up over what you're stuck on, what happens is that backward motion may pop a hub out even if the transfer case is locked in, and then when you slam it back and drive, it hasn't had time to engage, and then that's when you get that nasty clicking noise and you end up blowing out the hubs completely. So that's why for a little more serious off-road you'd run manual hubs. Right now this would be okay just for regular driving for inclement weather, but I do want to put manual hubs in it. I'm gonna get the Warren Premiums. I got a set in that truck and they work really good. They're pretty tight, so they'll never unlock on you. Just looking at some bushings and stuff. We know the shocks are junk. These bushings have a bit of they're not loose, so But these shocks suck. They need to go. I was also looking at this ABS wire. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to throw some new wires in here. This might be why. Well, actually, you know what? Having the loose wheel bearings like that can change the tolerance of the gap between the sensor and the tone ring. So we could have some damage on that. So we may look into replacing these at the same time we do the brakes. So that's probably why the ABS light comes on. The other thing is, looking at the sway bar bushings, look at that gap. You know, that gap right there, and it's on both bushings. Just that much clearance will make quite a bit of difference in how it handles around corners. So I'm gonna probably get online later this week and order a set, and we'll get those swapped out. Well, I may actually wait on that because we have other pressing things to deal with, like the bearings and the brakes, and then the ABS. The ABS is one of those things where it's like I could disable it, but when you disable it, it does affect cruise control, and the cruise control does work in this, and I want to leave it that way. So I'll just repair what it has and call it a day. Anyways, I think that might be it for this video. Well, I'm gonna clean up, make some food. I'm starving. And then take this for a test drive, see how much better it drives. Yeah, that'll be it. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Oh, and don't forget to check out the links down below.